I'm on my way to the neurologist. I have not seen the neurologist since I was like, I don't even know. I think I saw him once, like, my early 20s.
Turn left onto Wilton Drive.
So I have dystonia, which is a neurological disease, or it's a movement disorder. And I've had it since I was as long as I can remember. Like, I think I was diagnosed when I was like 7 years old. And what it is, when I don't get enough dopamine to my brain, my body will lock up and go into like spasms.
In 1.1 miles, turn left onto East Sunrise Boulevard.
So when I don't have enough dopamine to my brain, my body will just completely lock up and I'll get palsiated. And then, and it depends. Like, I could wake up in the morning and I'd be fine. And then as the day went on, I'd get like progressively worse. Like to the point where I couldn't even get home from the bus stop. If we had to go any kind of like, anything that required walking, like, you know, Disney World or the zoo, I had to go in a wheelchair. So then my mom took me around to like different hospitals throughout my childhood, and they did not know what was wrong with me. I mean, they were saying I was pigeon-toed and put his shoes on the wrong feet. You know, he's just pigeon-toed, and just all these weird things. And then went to another doctor, and the doctor told my mom I would be dead by puberty. And, you know, it was tough as a child growing up with this, because the kids were so mean. That was the worst part about it, was how mean the kids were.
In half a mile, turn left onto East Sunrise Boulevard.
The kids would like push me down and watch me fall down and laugh. I'd get up again. They'd push me down again. So as an adult, so I was diagnosed when I was like 7 years old by a doctor named Dr. Goetz in Illinois, Chicago, at Rush Press St. Luke's. And I remember I had to go to him my whole childhood. I had to go to him all the time. And after high school, I didn't see him anymore because I moved away. But I just kept the prescription. Whatever his prescription was is what I went and told my other doctors, like my family doctors, and I just said, you know, can you refill this prescription? I've been taking it since I was 7, and that was it. But I haven't gone to a neurologist. So that's where I'm on my way to right now. And I'm hoping there's some new, like, some kind of a new something that can keep me from having to take pills all day long. Because now I'm at the point, you know, before I was prescribed 2 to 3 pills a day as needed. It's Cinemet, which is the same medicine that people with Parkinson's take. So I take 25 over 100 Cinemet. I'm 1 to 3 a day. Before I used to take 1 every day, or I'd forget to take it, and you know, sometimes I wouldn't take it for days at a time, and I'd be fine. Now it's to the point where I'm taking like 3, sometimes 4 pills a day. I can feel it coming on when, you know, before it starts to like completely lock up. I know a few weeks ago I was teaching a cycling class, and my shoes, my cycling shoes were locked into the bike, and my feet started like going crazy, and I was locked in, and I was like in the middle of a class, and they're all staring at me, and I like got off the bike, and I was like, I didn't want to draw attention to it, so I didn't know what to do. So I just like did my best to get through, and it goes through like spurts, like it all.
In a
like,
quarter mile, turn right onto North Federal Highway.
It will. It'll go through like spasms, like where it'll just completely lock up, and then I'll be fine for like a second, and then it'll lock up again, and then I'll be fine, and then I can take a few more steps, and then I'm like on my knees. And then I take the medicine. I could take them. I mean, it depends on when I take the medicine and how like low I think it's my dopamine levels, how low they are. Sometimes I'll just like, I'll take the medicine and I don't feel any like I don't get any lockups. Sometimes I'll take it and I'll lay in bed, depending on my anxiety level. If I take like drugs, if I take drugs, it fucks with me really bad. Like I can't walk for a week after I do drugs, like anything that, like, any kind of like ecstasy or Molly or like cocaine or crystal meth, any of that stuff, it just makes me and but so anyhow, so I'm going to check this out, and I'm hopefully, I don't know, I mean, when you're getting older, you can't really expect you don't know what to expect when you're getting older going to the doctor, because
turn right onto North Federal Highway.
Because it's getting worse, and that's just a fact. And no matter how positive of an attitude you have in life, you still have to deal with it every day.
In 2.5 miles, turn right onto Southeast 17th Street.
You still have to deal with it every day. And, I think I do a really good job of keeping my spirits up and keeping other people's spirits up. And, a lot of times that's why I do what I do, as far as just going overboard with my crazy personality, is just to distract myself from myself. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of nervous right now, thinking about what I should do. I don't know, like, my biggest fear is the older I get, the worse it's getting. And I don't want to be sitting there at 40 years old having to count on somebody else to wipe my ass because I can't move, or I'm all locked up, Or I'll be like 45 years old, laying in bed, like completely fucking crippled. You know what I mean? I mean, at that point, I wonder, I ask myself, like, would I even want to live? I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know if I'd want to live like laying in bed all like crippled out. I'd be like, can you please kill me? I mean, it's so painful when my ankle locks up. It feels like my foot is gonna snap off my leg or my ankle. It's just snap out. It'll lock up for like a long time. It doesn't just lock up for, a second and then sometimes when I'm having like really, really bad anxiety, another one of my diagnoses is a severe anxiety disorder. One time I had an anxiety attack for 3 days straight. It was literally in bed for 3 days, and I couldn't move. I was crippled. I had to call off of work. What do you tell work? I'm a fitness instructor. Hi guys, sorry, I can't come in today because I'm all locked up and paralyzed in bed. They'll be like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? It's not really something that I share with people.
In half a mile, turn right onto Southeast 17th Street.
So I'm gonna, I've honestly been putting off this appointment for years because I just didn't want to know. And, you know, I hope that maybe I'll go in there and they'll say something that why didn't I do this years ago? It would have just made my life so much easier, you know. But when it comes to medical shit, a lot of time, I think, I personally, when I know something's going on medically, it'll take me a little bit of time before I go and, like, you know, part of me doesn't want to know. You know, I had a cancer scare a year and a half ago. I just didn't want to know. Just thank God I don't have it, so I'm glad I do know.
Turn right onto Southeast 17th Street.
So anyhow,
In
that's
a quarter mile, turn right onto Southeast 3rd Avenue.
That's it. So that was a terrible doctor's appointment. I went to the neurologist, and I had never seen him before. Where's the paper? I went to the neurologist, Dr. Thacker or something. I've never met him before, but I went into his office, and he had no idea, like, you know, I went into his office, he didn't even know what you know, I was telling him what I had, he's like, how do you spell it? I was like, I don't know how to spell it, you tell me, you know, look it up on the computer, because it's called Sagawa syndrome, it's like a SAGWA, oh, something weird. It's not SAGWA, right? Sagawa. I don't know. But anyway. So I was like, spell it. Or he goes, spell it. I'm like, I don't know how to spell it. He's sitting right in front of a computer. And he goes, well, how am I supposed to look it up if I don't know how to spell it? I'm like, I can't get this out of my head. I can't stop thinking about it. It just makes me sick to my stomach. You know, like when you go to a doctor and they tell you, you know, I mean, they basically, without even knowing anything, tell you, well, there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? As I'm sitting there like shit, like tensing up. Oh, you seem to be responding well. I can't stop thinking about this fucking doctor appointment that I had today. I just don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm supposed to keep going to different doctors until I get the answer that I want. Or if I just take whatever the doctor says. And according to him today, he said I was fine. And I said, no, I'm not fine. Like, it hurts all the time. And the doctor didn't even know what it was. Like, he had to Google, like, I had to Google it because he didn't even know how to spell it. And here I am, like, trying to, like, go to him for medical advice. You know what I mean? Or to fucking be able to walk. So I'm gonna go to Chicago, and I'm gonna see Dr. Goetz. And Dr. Goetz is the doctor who diagnosed me when I was a kid. And I remember my mom took me to all these hospitals all throughout my childhood. You know, like Children's Memorial and all these different hospitals. That's where I spent my childhood. And nobody knew what was wrong with me. And like, one doctor told my mom, she goes, oh, he's pigeon-toed. Just put his shoes on the wrong feet. Just put his shoes on the wrong feet. Really? Because I'm fucking locked up and crippled. Then there's another doctor who told my mom that I would be dead by the time I hit puberty. I'm 35 years old now. And I remember my whole childhood just never knowing what was going on. Then went to Dr. Goetz. And he was the one that diagnosed me as a kid when I was like 7 years old. And I had to go see him like 3 times a year, like from 7 years old until I was like graduated high school. But I haven't even been to the neurologist since him, because the medicine that he prescribed for me has just been working-ish. Like I'm prescribed to take 1 to 3 a day as needed. Before I used to take 1 pill maybe every day. Now I'm taking like 3 to 4 pills a day and still feel like I want more. Like I'm just popping it like fucking Tic Tacs. And I don't know what that medicine does, what other side effects could be, you know, for my personality, or, you know, my emotional instability, or my sleeping. I don't know what that medicine has, like, what effect it has on me. I don't know. I mean, someone once took my pill thinking that it was a pain pill, and like violently started like convulsing and like went crazy. So whatever I take is some pretty strong shit, I'm sure. And I mean, now, like, I was teaching a spin class like a few weeks ago, and my spinning shoe was locked into the bike, and I started like crippling up. Like, as my foot was locked into the spin bike, and I was teaching a class that was filled with people, and it was my first time teaching that class, so they didn't even know who I was. It's not like I gotta excuse myself from my bike and say, "Excuse me, guys, I have dystonia." Do you know what I mean? Sorry, guys. Keep going, keep pedaling. You know what I mean? How fucking humiliating is that? Come on, everybody. Give me 1 level on resistance. I feel like people think I'm like drunk in class, and I'm not. Like, I'll take a step and I'll trip or whatever. And I don't talk about it to people, because what do you say? What do you say to people when you know that people don't care about your shit? You know what I mean? People don't care. How you doing today, Brian? Well, you know, today's been kind of rough. I woke up fucking crippled because I don't have enough dopamine in my brain. You know what I mean? And saying that, I feel like an asshole, because, you know, there's some people who don't have legs to walk around at all, and I'm bitching because my fucking ankle is locking up. At least I can move. So I feel bad complaining about it. But it's hard, and I don't even know who to talk to about it. I don't even know who to talk to about it. So I'm gonna go see Dr. Goetz and talk to him. God. Now I'm going to the beach. I'm gonna go to the beach and be good to myself, man. It's been a rough day. Like, I walked out of this neurologist right in the middle of him talking to me. I'm like, he's an idiot. never done that to a doctor before.
The new Hits 97.3, Miami's new #1 for all the hits, and home of the DJ lads.
I feel so emotionally drained after today. I did, however, after I had that big old meltdown, I went and taught probably 2 of the best classes I'd ever taught in my life. It was like, this is like a tough bunch to please too. I was very present, you know. It was good class. I had a crappy start to my day. It was challenging, but it got better. If you know somebody who has dystonia, send this to them, because I'm sure, you know, I wouldn't even know like who to talk to about something like that, because nobody would really get it. You know, I mean, I've mentioned it to people, you know, like boyfriends I've had knew what it was, you know, knew I had it. I don't think I really, like, I didn't talk about it much at all. I try not to talk about it as much as possible. It's something I'm very, like, it's very private for me. I can put pictures of myself naked on Facebook and I have no problem, but to talk about this is very embarrassing. I was in my 20s, okay? Really excited to see Dr. Goetz again. I didn't even really I didn't even think of it as a consideration until I went and saw this other guy today, this dingbat. He's such an idiot, I swear to God. I've never walked out of a doctor's appointment in the middle of him speaking. I was like, you're getting on my nerves. I hope my insurance doesn't pay him. Of course they're going to. Everything is going to be okay. And it is what it is, whether I freak out about it or not. So why not? My name is Brian Heckler, and I have dystonia. That sounds so weird. My name is Brian Heckler, and I have dystonia. My name is Brian Heckler, and I have dystonia. Hey, how you doing? My name is Brian Heckler, and I have dystonia.
Hello. My name is Brian Heckler, and I have dystonia. Hello.
Oh, and I would get so offended, like when I go to like type the word out and you can't like it's not in like the dictionary, so it doesn't like catch it. Or it used to be like that. I think it's better now. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see Dr. Goetz. I have to get a referral from my doctor here in Fort Lauderdale, like some kind of a referral, and then they have to fax it to them. Then I can make the appointment, and then I have to like fly to Chicago and do this. I hope this is worth my time. I think it will be. I mean, Dr. Goetz is incredible. He's like one of the top neurologists in the world. He's incredible. And people who, you know, whenever I'd go to other, you know, doctors or whatever, I'd be, oh my gosh, I know Dr. Goetz. And I know he cares, which is huge. You know, this doctor today wouldn't even look me in the eye. When I went to like go into his office, I put my hand out to shake his hand, and he didn't even like look me in the eye. I was so annoyed from the moment I walked into his office. But Dr. Goetz, I mean, I remember he used to use me as like his guinea pig. Every time I'd go in to see him, he'd have like a lot of like students in there, like recording me and, you know, taking note. Like he'd fly people in from all over the world to evaluate me throughout my appointments. Like the, you know, medical students and, you know, all over the world would come and sit in on my sessions with him. And then I remember these videos. I would kill to get these videos again just to see them. But there's these videos, you know, that you know, at Rush Press St. Luke's of me just walking back and forth. Just when I was 7, when I was 8, when I was 9, just walking back and forth. In like the, you know, how it gets worse throughout the day. It'll be nice though to just at least go and reconnect and have somebody who knows something about what's going on. Anyhow, wish me luck.